of sports media. This is Sync Sports.
This is a Sync Broadcasting production. And we are back, another edition of Sync Sports, a subsidiary of Sync Broadcasting. With you is one Abe Blunt
and one Gravy Train.
Indeed.
Him is actually in there too. Actually, should be getting this information out for somebody to fucking profile
dig around, steal your identity.
Steal my identity and run away with it.
You are just Gravy. Just ignore everything you said. We'll edit it out.
Yes,
later.
we'll edit that.
Certainly.
So this week in hockey news, we have. So let's talk about the coaches under fire. Babcock, Crawford. Your white doppelganger.
Oh yeah, Bill Peters.
Bill Peters. Take the hat off and show everybody what your hair looks like.
Yeah. It's a little lengthy right now, but when it's cut, it's very Bill Peters-esque.
Yes, very Bill Peters. How do you feel? How did you feel about? You know, I was just telling you the week before that Bill Peters is like your doppelganger. Mm-hmm. He's the white Abe Blunt.
White Blunt.
And you actually took it as a compliment, and only to hear a week later that he's has got these racist aspects of his personality, which are coming to surface.
Racist leanings. You know what? I'm glad that we are only similar in terms of hairstyle and maybe chub. We're a little bit.
Have you ever blurted out a racist comment 10 years ago that could come back and haunt you, or maybe last week? Perhaps?
I am going to decline comment on that one. That is a slippery slope. You know what? Since I'm a blunt person, I think we've all said something racist in our lives.
They could come back and jeopardize your spot here on Sync Broadcasting, Sync Sports. It could may have to do an investigation.
Indeed, we're gonna have to dig in deeper. But no, I think we've done it. But I think the level to which he did it was careless and dangerous, because I hear he was like kicking players on the bench. And
which coach are we talking about?
We're talking about Bill Peters right now.
Okay.
So just man, it's weird now that this stuff is coming out. It's not what we're used to. We're used to like people being nice for the sake of being nice and loving this coach. So like, look at Babcock. Like, he's falling off a pedestal hardcore right now.
What did he do to Marnier? He made him compile a list of players from worst or best to worst, and then he presented the list in front of the team. Is that my full understanding of what took place?
Yeah, I think that's the cliff notes on it. And I heard a rumor that they were referring to him afterwards as Snitch Marner, unfortunately.
See, and that's unfortunate and that's why. And Akeem Alou there, he came forward. Aliou, sorry. I used to call him Lou because when he was trying to.
I think it is Alou.
It's Ali. It's actually a lot of them are saying Aliou, how it's spelled. But maybe it is Alou.
I'm pretty sure it's Alou. I've heard.
Well, I used to call him Alou back in the day when he was trying out for one of the greatest teams to ever skate on the ice surface. Did you just give me a thumbs down out of the corner of my peripheral?
And a very arrogant tongue out as if I was gagging on your information.
Wow, you got a lot of nerve.
All right.
You got a lot of nerve. But yeah, back in the day when he was trying out for the Flames there, he played 7 games, and I was kind of hoping he would make it because he was a rugged, hard-hitting,
speedy guy too.
Speedy guy. Kind of reminded me of what Lucic is at right now. Not a goal scorer, but like a guy like that, right?
Yeah.
And then they never signed him, or they let him go to the farm club, and he finished out there and moved on. But back in the day, well, I was just getting to his name. That's right, Alou. We were going with Alou then for now. But him coming forward opens up a whole new platform of availability for players to step on and say it's okay that this guy's a fucking dick. I'm not going to be fucking dictated. I'm going to be on the same level as my coach, work as a team, and not dictated as one of the coaches stated yesterday. A GM from the Oilers, Holland, stated that.
Interesting. I actually did not hear those comments, but yeah, the game is changing for certain, and we're gonna have to all get used to it.
We're good to go.
Okay.
So, getting back to the coaches and what have you. I'm not sure how much did you hear on Mark Crawford. Did you investigate do some sleuthing yourself? I know Chicago have sat him as the assistant coach right now. He's on the bench. Well, not on the bench. He's sitting elsewhere.
Yep. So far, I have not heard a lot, aside from the fact there's been misconduct, and I don't think there's been many revelations. There have been not a lot of details that have been revealed, but right now, it's
overwhelming. I can see you're overwhelmed, my friend.
There's a lot to get used to, like the nature of the game and the fact that we've seen these powerful coaches that have been idols of other coaches, like the Babcocks and the Crawfords, who have won Stanley Cups. They're now dropping down, like
prominent coaches.
They're being dragged through the mud, and rightfully so. They have made some egregious errors.
Oh, yeah, right. It was it was the coach of the Edmonton Oilers, David Tippett. Mm-hmm. He had said it's a partnership, not a dictatorship, when you're coaching these young men.
And that's a positive way to look at it. I'm not sure if that's the way it was back in the 80s or even earlier than that, but certainly the way that things are going now, it better be a partnership, because players nowadays, they will not tolerate being bullied or being abused, or they draw the line. Yeah, it definitely has to be a partnership. That's a great way to phrase it.
Yeah. So I'm trying to take a look here on what's going on with Crawford. And the other coach, who was the other one that is making headlines? Oh, sorry, that's Babcock again. As some of the former Detroit Red Wing players are saying, they had a rough go because.
Oh yeah, Johan. It was Chris Chelios that was complaining about the treatment of Johan Franzen.
Okay.
Yep. Wow.
Sorry.
No worries.
Oh, the fuck is that?
I don't know. McDonald's, Yahoo.
No, this is actually Burger Baron. But
is it really?
It was. It's a piece of bacon.
Oh.
Okay.
Well then, cheerfully withdrawn. We love bacon.
Actually, you know what? Nah.
Solid.
Okay. So, anyways, go on, my friend. Friends and.
Yeah, I almost lost my train of thought.
Do you know what? Do you know what he was saying? What the problem was with that guy?
I can't remember verbatim, but again, it's just within the lines of abuse and how you've treated your players in the past, and it's. I like that these revelations being made. It's a positive step for hockey. I know there's people they use the term snowflake to treat these people that are now revealing past abuses, but it's just
whistleblowers.
Yeah,
I like that one. Let's take it to another level.
Yeah, no, it's good that it's going in this direction, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I know that there's going to be some checks and balances that need to take place, because there's going to be probably too many concessions, too many knee-jerk reactions. But it's going in a positive direction, and I'm excited to see what that direction is when it finally lands, when we finally find a platform.
I'm actually, you know what, I'm all about whistleblowing and clearing the air, getting shit right. Mm. The times of playing under these kind of guys, long gone. Like, the days of playing under these, it's like man evolving from caveman to, domestic human beings, right? It's the same thing. It was okay back then. It was the tougher times, It's like the hockey itself. I like the tougher times hockey back, the actual hockey. Mm-hmm. I do like that stuff. But yeah, as far as treating young players, especially when they're around 20 years old, just developing, it's hard. For even men. I'm not sure you're going to think about this, but I find that women, they mature faster. For some reason, they do. And for men, when they're 20, it's basically like you're talking to like a 16, 17-year-old, I think, and it really, they're so fragile at that age. You know, they don't know how to man up, balls up, if you will, and it could really affect them. And people just look at them and go, "Whoa, why don't they fucking just grow up, man? Fucking, you know, fucking balls up, man."
Yep.
You know.
That's definitely an antiquated view on the situation.
Oh, I'm sorry. I tried to throw that in
The fuck?
What? Sorry, man.
No worries. No, that's definitely an antiquated view of it, and
Fuck they do.
I'm glad that these again, the nature of the game is changing right now. It may be viewed as softer or weaker, but I think it's more enlightened and it's more forward thinking.
Absolutely.
And I have to ask you a question. You played some hockey in your life. You're an Indigenous man. Have you faced racism in your travels?
You know what? Only recently, and it's been by. It was by a native guy.
Okay.
He kept calling me a fucking Indian. Fucking Indian. Fucking Indian. And you know, I'm like, what the fuck is this guy trying to fucking pull?
Yeah.
I ignored him. Like, I was amused by it. Like, not angered.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just kept getting in his face and, you know, sticking him in his ribs with the spearing him and stuff as much as I could, because I wanted to see how far I could, you know, piss this guy off. But eventually, and I did. I was a whistleblower. I talked to the league about it. You goddamn
Nice.
right I did.
Good. And that's the way it should go.
Yep.
Yep. So, yeah, I guess that's where we're at, is that we're both in agreement of the direction that is taken.
Oh, yeah,
and
absolutely.
it's going to be awkward, and there's going to be a lot of naysayers, but we like this direction. It's a positive step, as awkward as it may be.
Into a negative world. Mm-hmm. All right. So what else we got going on the agenda here, my friend? What do you foresee for the Oilers? And there's your doppelganger right there.
Yep.
Yeah, just quickly before we move on from Bill Peters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hakeem Alou is not finished yet. He's got lawyers now, and
Yeah, actually, you got the
had a meeting with the NHLPA and what's his nuts?
Batman?
Yeah. Count Bettman. Remember Sesame Street? The
Count Batman.
So, anyways, yeah. There's still more to
More to come.
Excuse me. We'll edit that out.
Yeah.
There's more to come.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, as a matter of fact, Hakeem Alou, he partnered up with the same lawyer that represented Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, indeed. And Hakeem Alou said that after meeting with the NHL, there's big changes coming. We don't know what those are yet, but I'm intrigued about what's going to be coming down the pipeline.
There is a storm brewing.
Mm-hmm. So, best be prepared.
Now, if you're a coach out there and you have a history of
Abuse
or racial slurs or what have you,
maybe open your mouth now before you get the flashlight on you, checking you out.
absolutely.
You know?
Okay, well,
Clear it now.
clear the air now.
Yep.
Like I'm trying to clear these fries so we can continue on with
That looks delicious, by the way.
Would you like one?
No, I would not.
Oh, gluten-free.
Yeah. Abe Blunt is a celiac disease survivor?
Disease-free survivor.
Yep, I guess.
Then he only has one tit.
I do, yeah. The other one was taken by is it the Oil City Derby Girls?
Yes.
Yeah. God damn them. God damn their hides.
Goddamn, their hides is right. But beautiful ladies and very welcoming. Any idea? Maybe we'll have to look into the world of roller derby yet once again, perhaps soon.
It's been a while since we've tried to put our finger on that particular pulse, but...
or your finger on your nipple.
Yes. Yeah, unfortunately they still have that with them. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to see if I can get that back with me.
Surgically attached.
Grafted onto my skin, onto my bosom meat.
Yeah, well, I'll post it up. Actually, I should post it up. The roller derby, our days with CFW EFM, Alberta's Aboriginal Voice. Reign Supreme Sports. We went out with the Oil City. Was it Oil City or was it the?
It was Oil City.
Oil City roller derby. So we got to finish eating this.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so we did go out with the Oil City Derby Girls when we were representatives of CFWE, and we were under the banner of Reign Supreme Sports. And it was a fabulous time. They anointed me with the name Skittles.
That's right, Skittles. Yes,
I was brightly colored, and I wore fishnet stockings and golden shorts. It was.
If you watch the video, there's a massive hit at the end of the segment where Abe Blunt, he gets rocked by one of the Oil City Derby Girls, and that could have been where you slid on your chest.
Yeah, it could be. It was there was a lot.
No, you landed on your ass and your head.
Oh yeah,
off the.
Good
that's right,
smack.
And I think you were somewhat concussed and didn't know what you're doing because he started laughing. Like he started this weird, sinister laugh that I found quite unsettling.
Perplexing.
It's like the Joker or something, but it is quite amusing. So yes, we'll have to check in on the Derby world and see how that's going. Another world I want to check into is wrestling, like local wrestling. Well, like
PWA.
Yes. There's a bunch of them. A gentleman who watches our podcast show, he actually likes to go to these events, so perhaps we could join him and
give this man a shout out. Who is this? Dennis. Sorry, man. I'm no worries.
Still ingesting this food and
I hear you. Gassy, if you will.
Not gassy, but it's getting there.
Bloated?
Bloated is a better.
So, Dennis, for you, we will delve into the world of wrestling.
He's a huge Oilers fan, too.
Is he? Good. Well, then you and me are kindred spirits. Bosom buddies. Pals.
Not really bosom, because you're missing one. So.
All right. Fair enough. Thanks for rubbing that in my face once again.
Sorry. So what else we got on the docket, my friend?
Jesus, that is coming out fast and hot. Well, I think we should talk. We should dig into the Oilers and the Flames specifically, and how the teams are performing.
Break down some shit. So I'll start with the Flames. So last time we started with the Oilers. So of course, I'm sensing a different vibe from the Flames, even on the bench. Like and the thing that's tricky about this and just sensing things, because we don't fucking know. Is it that bad?
It's pretty foul, my friend.
I apologize. I don't smell anything.
It's there, my friend.
I don't smell anything. My train of thought is been
you're
broken.
talking about a new vibe in the.
Oh right, yes. So like I say, we don't know. I hate when people say, "Oh, this is what I'm seeing. This is what's happening." I don't fucking know, but I just I kind of wish that with the transition from Bill Peters to Ward was kind of still a few losing games, so you can get a better sense of how the players are reacting to the loss. Not loss. He's still alive, but
the departure.
Departure.
Yeah.
Not into the spirit world either.
No.
He's still alive, but
he just took his show and walked off. Or took his ball and walked off.
Resigned. That's right. He did because he knew he was in some hot water. But anyways, I just wish there was a couple losses so we could actually see, because I'm noticing smiling faces. I'm noticing some sort of new energy with the Flames. But like I said, if they're winning, so it could be just a winning, right? But who knows? Who knows? So yeah, with that said, we'll see, man. We'll see how maybe this is what they needed. Last year was the 9-0 whooping they took from Penguins to turn their season around. Maybe it's new coaching, and I love that they got the Eliminator back on the bench.
Oh yeah, who's the Eliminator?
Martin Jalina, your former Oiler, the Eliminator.
Yes, formerly of the kid line on the Oilers back in.
And he did score that goal against Tampa Bay. That was a goal. Anyways. They're trying to say now with technology it wasn't, but
yeah,
fuck that.
Yeah, so it's good to see that there's new life injected back into the Calgary Flames, and
Well, they've won. I think they won one with Peters on his way out, and before that they had overtime point. They got a couple overtime points on that road trip, so it's not as bad as what people are making it out to be. But yeah, they've had 3 straight wins, and 2 without Mr. Bill Peters. But Jeff Ward is looking pretty. Like I like his aura about him. And I like how, this is going to be strange. This is one of my usual pickups, but I like how John and him, they kind of look like they're brothers. They got a similar look as you and Peters do.
they have like a physical synergy, if you will.
A synergy. I like that. Just like I like your other term, Sinklish, for when I use incorrect terms.
Oh yes, Sinklish. That's our word that we use anytime we've
made up a word.
We've missed the mark on the English term.
It's mostly me that does that.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I actually Googled stuff before I printed, just so I don't look like a twit.
A clown.
Yeah. Hate to do that. Has any players experienced like a resurgence, if you will? Has Goudreau?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't watch the last game. I was working and I came home and I watched the third period. I can't even remember who the last game was. It's been so long. They've been on a 5-game hiatus, but I'm a little disappointed in the schedule. I didn't like how the Flames came on. They had to play so many games at the start of the season, and the Oilers were getting all these, nights off, and then now they got to sit for a week.
Yeah.
And then now they got to probably go into a bunch more games. I don't like a week off. 5 days. That's just too long for a team. They're getting their mojo back. Their groove back on. Groove is in the heart, if you will.
Nice.
But
you get the lazy legs if you sit for too long.
Trust me. Even as a rec hockey player, this past summer my team got eliminated early, and I had like a month off. And then I went back, and my knees were fucking sore, and it was just rusty, and didn't feel like being out there. And but these guys, I know these guys are in the gym constantly, eating healthy. It's a different world altogether. But to have a week off it takes from the flow, the continuity. Is perhaps some Sinklish there? Or I'm not sure.
No, continuity is fine. Yeah, unless it's like an all-star break. Unless there's a good solid reason to be taking 5 days off. I don't know why the schedulers would make that a thing. Why didn't I not review it at the time it was coming out? But
Right. So
whatevs.
So that's what I'm going to be watching the game tomorrow night. I get back on top of things and see if I notice any resurgence. But I did notice in the games I have seen, the first game I know it was a win, so they're of course going to be smiling. But it just seemed it's nice to see the smiles even with a win. You know what I mean? Because you watch a team going through that what was it, a 6-game slump they're in?
Oh yeah,
and you can just see the frustration on their young, lifeless faces.
Dejected, if you will.
There we go. Not lifeless, but dejected.
Yep.
Some more Sinklish. So we'll see how they're going to come about here. Also on the Flames there, I was going to bring something else up, but it has escaped me, my friend. It simply has escaped me. Is it on
nothing?
Is it on
Nothing
your
on the
computer
sports
there?
ticker?
What do you got going on yours there? No, it's not there either.
Nothing. I'm just looking at like Oilers tidbits on.
Oh,
on
right.
my computer. I'm just a one-man team. One-team man.
One-team man.
Yep.
So, yes. So if people notice what we're doing here, like the hat thing, it's secrets of broadcasting and our audio. For some reason, when we record with our cameras, we take the audio so it sounds better, and it's like the audio I think is slower than the actual camera. So after a while, our voices mismatch. So we got to do like these increments while we do the show, and that's why we have the hat thing at 5 minutes.
A quick little hat adjustment.
And now they have that with them.
Yep. Little movie magic for you.
Yes, and also we have one Gordie Howe, a special guest on the show today.
Yep.
So,
Thank you for joining us, Gordon.
not Mister, he's like Lord.
Yep.
Lord Gord.
Nice, Lord.
Gord. Some Oilers chat here because we're down to 4 minutes left
Yep.
here. So
Yep.
let's talk it up. What do you see and what don't you see? How's Mike Smith coming around the corner?
He is having a bit of a tough spell. I think he's been kind of middle of the road all year, where I think he's at like 6 wins, 6 losses. So he would be serviceable as a backup. And I think maybe it might be time at this point to
Retire him.
not retire him, maybe reduce his load. See if Koskinen has improved his conditioning, because
I heard you guys call him Koski. Is that true?
I don't call him Koski, but I'm sure some people do. Sounds like a hockey thing to do. But Koskinen's his conditioning might have been a little bit lackluster last year, because they tried to play him like 20 games in a row, and he severely suffered for it, and the Oilers went with him. Maybe this year, hopefully his conditioning is better, and he'll be able to take on a bigger load, because it might be time.
Take on a bigger load.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nice. Filthy. Play more games.
Maybe you
Yeah,
could rephrase that. There we
Yeah.
go. Thank you, my friend. I just take on a bigger load.
Gruesome. Yeah, but that's how Smith is doing. He's kind of middle of the road. Coming back from an injury, I think he injured his leg a couple of games ago, and
Which leg?
I don't know, one of the legs.
Okay,
50,
sorry.
the left leg, that's just a 50-50 guess. As far as that, the Oilers have a bit of injury troubles here and there. Like RNH has been down with a hand ailment, and the Oilers have been doing a okie dokie without him. Draisaitl's been bumped down to the second line in order to spread out the scoring, and it's been successful. And of course, in the event that we need more goals, they can always reunite Draisaitl and Connor McDavid in the event that we need to.
It feels so good.
So they're doing well. I think they're.
What would happen if the Oilers did? I think we talked about this. If Connor did go down for a couple months, what do you think? Or a month injury? What do you think would
I would like to think that they would
battle through? As a group?
battle through in the same way that the Penguins did when Crosby went down and Malkin took the lead. I think
Also, Draisaitl would take the lead.
I think Draisaitl is capable of holding fort while Connor is away. I think that's a possibility.
That's
That being said, they don't have the same depth as the Penguins do, so it might be a tall ask, but I would like to see it. I would like to think that the Oilers are capable of such things, but again, depth is an issue on the Oilers team.
excellent. So I see here your former Detroit GM is, wasn't aware of the Babcock mistreatment of players. Do you believe that? Do you think a GM is away enough to not pick up on things like that, or do you think it's the politically correct thing to say?
It could be politically correct. I think maybe Holland and Babcock might be friends, so he's doing his best to do something that's not. He's not committing to these claims against Babcock. I can't believe that Holland would be blind to it, so he had to be aware on some level. Of course, that's just conjecture. These are just my thoughts. I don't know what actually happened.
That's
but,
one man's thoughts.
Yeah. I think Holland had to be aware on some level that Babcock was not the kindest of coaches, and maybe he just tolerated it based on the fact that Babcock had a honey of a record.
So you think that he might have thought that he was a bad... He knew that he was possibly aware that he was a bad cock.
Indeed. Filthy.
Well, with that said, that's another edition of... the fuck is this show called again? Oh, it's Sing Sports.
The hell are we doing here?
I had Reign Supreme Sports in my head, so...
Nice.
With that said, we will be chatting more in the upcoming weeks when we feel the need. Mm-hmm. We feel the need to be doing so.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, and of course, always tune in on our Facebook page at Sync Sports and also Sync Broadcasting, where we delve into wider topics outside of sports.
We also have movie reviews with young Brandon Grimes,
Indeed.
who No, well, I'll try to post up more of these videos and whatnot from our past, especially the roller derby, so you can check that out. And Dennis, we'll see you on the next show, my friend. But we gotta do the. Remember you and
Oh yeah, that
the brown T-shirts? Oh, is this what it was?
Sean Merritt.
Sean Merritt, if you're watching, this is for you.
Keep the conversation going and have your say. You can follow the guys by going to Sync Broadcasting on Facebook, Instagram @Sync Sports, Twitter @Sync Sports Inc.
Thanks for listening to Sync Sports.